People sometimes ask me what I do for moving my arcade machines around when I want to play a different game. So you've all seen this room a few times. It's pretty crowded. I have an In the Groove machine here, Pump It Up machine here, Pump It Up machine here. I'm starting to feel kind of silly that I bought two Pump It Up machines now because I have not managed to move this one anywhere. It's just kind of here. I should probably just start considering selling it at this point, maybe. I'll try a little bit more to find a place to host it, but I had no luck when I tried that. Anyway, so that's still there. It's in the corner. These are the main two machines I use. My GX, the first machine that I bought, and In the Groove 2. So anyway, In the Groove has been treating me pretty well lately, but I'm kind of in the mood to play Pump. So I want to get that machine out of here, set up here, and put this in its place. It's a lot harder to get into this corner because it's more buried back there. So yeah, I'm going to work on that. This is normally about an hour-long process. Takes a whole lot of shuffling. So, right, first thing I have to do is take these pads apart. These brackets come off on both ends with a hex key, Allen wrench, whatever you want to call it. Where's that thing? There he is. So that opens those. 8 screws come out here. Well, 4 here. 4 here, and this connector comes off. There are connectors inside there. Then I can move the pads and the machine around. It's just plugged in back here. It's a little bit dark, but you should be able to see. I have my power cable here, and capture card stuff coming out of this spot in the back. Going to just loose wire ends right here. I carry my game PC down from upstairs. It's up there. There's a weird little thing in the ceiling for some reason. That's my computer room, right above me. I carry it down here, park it there, plug those in when I want to stream or record stuff. And that's how that works. Anyway, so, right, should take this out. The USB drive just sits there the whole time, because I'm pretty much the only one who plays on these. I've invited people over here. No one has ever, well, only one person has ever come over here to play on these machines. Pretty much. Anyway, yeah, so gotta take those things apart, then shuffle things around a whole lot. Alright, that's a good start. Pads are apart, disconnected from the machine. So frame joint brackets here can just go on the side of this for the foreseeable future till I pull out the machine again. These two screws are for the back here, I'll get to that. Alright, so this thing is just going to be stashed temporarily in another room because I don't have much room in here. I really need to move. I'm just not quite in a financial position to do so right at the moment. I'll get there eventually. Alright, so this table sort of serves as a staging area. This whole room kind of does. In fact, this microphone kind of gets in the way sometimes. So let me just move it. So this is used for streaming. That's what all the audio comes through. Have it on a shock mount here, which helped a lot. And this is sort of a... It's hard to shoot it while I'm carrying it. So yeah, stand to get it elevated. Boy, that's not sitting in the right way. There we go. Stand to get it elevated. Shock mount so that floor vibrations don't impact it too much. And this shield makes sure that like sound basically just comes in from this side. This is a Blue Yeti in omnidirectional mode. Anyway, it does a pretty good job. So, and then I have my webcam here for capturing video. Mounted sideways, pointed at this angle. So this angle here should look pretty familiar. Yeah, and that just plugs into a USB extension cable that goes sort of around back here into the streaming PC when it's set up there. Alright, so back here, I need to open this, and this is going to be awkward. Let me wait until I move the machine out this way a little bit to do that. Well, why can't I do that now? Because I'm holding a camera. How would I do this one-handed? With some difficulty. Can't really see what I'm doing. I mean, I can, but you can't. Okay, well I moved it forward a bit. Alright. How well could I open this left-handed? Anyway, I mean you've seen how I've set up my capture hardware here. I don't necessarily need to show all this, but this is just part of what I have to do every time. So this one, I usually just leave the one screw in. I don't need all three in the back here when I know I'm just going to be taking it apart again. Come on, screw. You're longer than you need to be. Okay, so this opens somehow. There we go. And let's see, so sorry for the lack of light in here, it's just how it's going to be. So that gray audio cable goes to the machine speakers. This is a... Alright, I need my other hand. Right hand's a little bit better at this. Okay. So that plugs in here. So if I didn't want to split the audio, that's where that would go. Audio splitter here. Oh, just fell down. That's fine. Audio splitter goes to another audio cable that plugs into the back of my PC. And I can just pull that through there. VGA splitter goes to a VGA booster, which could also act as a splitter. Why do I do it this way? Why do I have two splitters in here? That's unnecessary. I'm not sure. I had a reason once. I don't remember what it was. Let's see, so this cable that I'm pulling out now, that's the actual VGA cable that goes to the machine's display, so that's plugged in there. And then this USB cable is how the booster is powered. Okay, so that's my VGA booster. And VGA splitter, just pull it through here. Okay, and then this thing can go back on. This is always kind of fiddly. Are you seated? Yeah, kinda. Partially. Gonna have to slide it back and forth until it goes. There we go. Okay, and then these screws can go back in here. Cool. Alright, that's all back together. So, power cable comes out. Just standard computer power cable here. This is why I always have so much trouble reaching around the back of the machine to turn it off. The switch is right here, power cable plugs in right here, so I have to reach my wrist around, bend it around the power cable somehow to get to the switch. Anyway, webcam, from this side I usually just sort of, let's see, pull it back through here, which is awkward, tuck it away behind these extra dance pads I have here, and leave it there for the process of moving around. Alright, power cable, all the other cables can just stay there. They're not really in the way. Let me just shimmy my way out of this narrow little space. There we go. Okay, that's better. So, machine's all disconnected. This is not connected to anything, these are not connected to anything, so I can move them freely. Great! Okay, got my pads moved to the staging area out here. This furniture dolly really comes in handy, because these things are extremely heavy. It's much nicer to lift them up and just move them like half a foot onto this, then roll them, than to actually have to carry them the whole way, because these are just like almost too heavy for me to handle. Yeah, if I get slightly off balance, then things can go very wrong. This little blemish in my floor, I've tried to fix it. I didn't do a super great job. This is because I dropped a dance pad on it once, like the corner of it. Made a huge gash in this floor. Also, I have this thing on my toe from partially dropping a pad on it. I had my foot like in here for some reason, and it kinda sorta caught on a dance pad as I was putting it on this. These things are very dangerous. Gotta be careful. They're like, it's over 200 pounds per side. I weighed them exactly, I forget how much. These are heavier than Pump It Up pads because there's more metal in them. You know, you have 5 full square metal panels, whereas in Pump It Up you only have 4 and 2 of them are smaller. Anyway, so the reason I put them on the wire side here, that's why I tucked the wires into the places you can't see because they're against the floor, is because there's artwork on this side. I don't want this scratching along the floor and getting all scuffed up. It's already pretty scuffed up, but you know, I don't want to make it any worse than it is. Anyway, so yeah, a bunch of floor space here. Some of those feet leave quite the impressions in my floor. This is just dust, mostly. That's not just dust. Okay, that's actually making some scratches. This is not the best thing for my hardwood floor. I should probably put some kind of protector under it. But, like, it's not doing a huge amount of damage. Just a few little scratches here and there. Anyway, yeah, so, cabinet can move now. Stay. Alright, so there's no real good angle for this. Got the cabinet over here, where it needs to go. Those pads need to move out of the way, but kind of close to this. So let's just see how this goes. I don't know if I'll need the furniture dolly. These are lighter, so it might be easier just to handle them. I'll mess with it and see how it goes. Oh, no. No, that's no good. Come on. Oh. Okay. Sure. Something like that. Okay. Alright, so spacious empty corner here. That's what I need. Pads are tucked away there for the moment. They'll be going here. This needs to get out of the way because I need to bring those pads in here around that somehow and get them into that corner before that goes there. So where do you want to sit? Just kind of like in front of this mess, I think? Probably. So I have to watch out for this light fixture. I should probably replace it. You can see a couple of scratches on there because of these lights are high enough to hit it, and I wasn't careful enough a couple of times. These are lower down, and they don't hit it no matter what I do, which is nicer. But yeah, I gotta watch when I'm moving a pump machine. Okay, so how do I... Should have put down the camera for this probably, but I think I can just... These are on wheels. All nice, easy to move. Technically the pads are on wheels too. Oh, by the way, all these little screws that go here in the equivalent place of the pad, I just tuck them away in here usually. Sure. Right, okay, so the cabinet goes as far back here as it comfortably can. Gently, okay. So that leaves me this much space to get those pads through here. Alright, that seems reasonable. Yeah, so the pads do have wheels on them, I know. But the thing with these is, for one thing, I mean, these would not fit through this doorway, just upright like that. And I don't want to adjust these. So these nuts hold the leg levelers in place. These are tightened all the way up against the frame. I don't want to, I would have to loosen these, then tighten these all the way up so that the wheels could get onto the ground. And then I could roll the pads around, but I don't want to have to re-level these each time. I find it more convenient just to tip these on their sides and carry them around like that. As much of a pain as that is, it's less of a pain than having to re-level them each time. And again, it wouldn't help me get through this doorway because this is less space than, you know, the width of this. Anyway, okay, so those need to go there. Put that down. Alright, so now I'm back in this state with machines swapped around. So I gotta just basically do what I did in reverse. Plug those in, put on the frame joint brackets, plug in the connector. You know, I could just use the same one, but for some reason I like to keep track of which is which. So this is the in the groove connector. Where do I keep the pump it up connectors? I think I'd stack them like back in my disaster of dance pads back here. So this is going in here. And this, that's the SX, that's the GX. Okay, let me get at it from the other angle. Maybe. Hard to reach. There we go. Okay. So yeah, we got this. Again, I could just use the same ones. Let's see which end is which. That's the right way around. Cool. Okay. Apparently the official way is to have it facing to the right, like that, so that it doesn't get in the way of player one stepping off the pad. Okay, great. So over here I got this is thermal grease. This is some kind of Pentium 4 or something. So one day I'll try putting a CPU upgrade in here and see if it makes Infinity any faster. It was recommended to me. I upgraded the GPU and RAM in here, and neither seemed to help tremendously. This had a dead GPU, so I just had to straight up replace that. But those are both working fine. Got to put the Infinity hard drive in there. I think I'd take those out just in case I decide for some reason that instead of the GX I want the SX out here. And it's just easier to keep the hard drives here. Here are my Pump It Up hard drives. This is NX2. This is Prime 1. That says Infinity. Is it actually Infinity? No, that's NXA. Maybe I just left Infinity in the GX this time. I might have done that. Here's Prime 2. I have a Taiwanese Prime 2 for some reason. Nobody knows why. Yeah, that's Prime 2. Okay, I should put that in, actually. There have been a couple of updates since I played it, and I'd like to see the new songs, even though I usually have a pretty bad time with Prime 2. Anyway, so I guess my hard drive is already in there, so I don't need to worry about that. Okay, that's fine. I have these just bubble wrapped for a little bit of protection in case they, like, take a fold off of there somehow or something. Right, yeah, Prime 2 card readers and stuff are in this box. I can open it up. Right. Okay, cool. So yeah, just do those things in reverse and this will be all set up. By the way, about 45 minutes have gone by so far. So yeah, another 15 minutes or so and this will be done. It takes about an hour. Where's my screwdriver? What did I do with it? Sitting on it. Okay. Alright, looking pretty good. Just have to do a couple of things in the back of the machine. This is going to be a little hard to do. I might not do everything with the camera in my hand. So I remembered the reason... Oh boy, yeah, this is going to be, like, really hard. Okay, let's see. Power cable, you just stay there. You go like that. What do I need to tuck in where? I remember the reason that I use a separate VGA booster rather than just... Here. One of my hands is holding the camera, so my other hand's going to have to help here somehow. Or not. This is just not going to work, is it? Okay, so I have a big tangled mess here. You saw me do this in reverse. I'm going to do it the other way around. Anyway, I remember the reason I use this VGA booster separately from the splitter. It's not a good reason. The reason is because when I play with the SX machine, that display is nice and bright and doesn't need any kind of boost when I split the VGA cable. These two, this one and this one, I don't know, larger displays, more pixels, light is more spread out or something. I don't know if that's a good reason, but like, they're a lot dimmer, and I need the extra brightness to be able to see. So that's what the booster is for. It makes the monitor brighter. But I don't want to boost the signal coming to the streaming PC because I have my OBS settings set up to correct the brightness already for when I do it without the booster there. So I just do that so that I don't have to change my settings depending on which machine that I'm using. Anyway, yeah, so gonna set up the back stuff there, and yeah, then this will be ready to play. Alright, there we go. All set up and ready for Pump It Up Infinity. So, yeah, total elapsed time was about 1 hour 13 minutes, I think. So yeah, took a little bit more than an hour to do this. Anyway, so this is why I don't switch games too often. Like I said earlier, I'm looking for a new place to live, and one of my basic requirements is to have enough space to set up at least 2 of these machines. Don't really need all 3, but you know, it'd be nice to have. At least have an easier access to that so that I can do stuff with it when it needs stuff to be done with it. Okay, cool. All set up for Infinity. I'll see you next time.